Okay, my name is Douglas Thompson. I know it sounds a little bit weird. I got a little bit of a stuffy nose, so I sound like this a little bit. But I wanted to show you something, and this is kind of something that I was working on for quite a while, and I researched it on the internet, and I just couldn't find solid information. So I thought maybe making a video of what I was experiencing and maybe something that can help you in the future with your Glock 42. So first of all, I have this in the scene here because you do not need this. I was guilty of beating on my Glock. I got a little bit frustrated and I hit it really hard. Not like the frame, but like I was trying to knock the pins out with a hammer. So I'm just going to put that for visuals. Do not use a hammer. You do not need a hammer. So let's go ahead and I'm working from a really odd angle today. I'm trying to make it to where it's straight, so I kind of have to make my mat crooked on my work surface. So I'm kind of like stretching, over to get over there. So anyway, first of all, what you want to do is always you want to clear the weapon, right? Take the magazine out. Make sure there's nothing in the chamber, right? Dry fire. So let's start off by doing the basic takedown, and I'm gonna do a full. Sorry to work off screen here. A full breakdown. I mean, I think there's only like one or two pieces that I'm not going to show you how to take apart. I mean, because I wasn't able to get them apart, and I haven't found any information on it. There's information out there somewhere, and I'm sure someone's made a video or whatever. But I'm just going to try to be descriptive, and I'm going to try to show you what's going on every step of the way, and also how to reassemble the firearm. Anyway, so basically, when your trigger is in its rearward most position, you can take this gun down. A lot of people recommend you go like that far to where the trigger resets, and then do the takedown pin, and then pull the trigger, and then your slide comes off. But what you can do instead of that is, if you already know your weapon and the trigger is already in its rearward position, all you have to do is bring it back maybe that far. Pull down your takedown pins, which are located here and here, and you just pull downward on them, and you will see that your firearm will strip in half, if that's what you want to call it. So let's go to the upper assembly first, because this is kind of like the main thing that you're going to be taking apart, what you're going to be cleaning the most, what you're going to be maintaining the most. Now this is a captive spring, so you don't need to worry about this flying all over the place. In case for people new to Glocks or new to firearms in general, or pistols or whatever. So you don't really need to. There's not really much maintenance. Occasionally I'll take like a nylon brush or something, and clean out some debris or whatever. Maybe, spritz a little bit of like oil on there, so if you're worried about, rust or, corrosion or something. But it's also always good to have a small parts bin so you don't lose your small parts, and just somewhere to put everything that you take out of the gun or take off of the gun. Next, you want to push forward on your barrel and simultaneously kind of like lift up. See how it kind of like locks in there, but if you push right here and push forward, and then bring that same with that same forward motion, bring it back. So it's kind of like a fluid motion, right? Push down, and eventually get to where you can just kind of do it in one movement. So that's the barrel, and you want to keep that clean. There's a little bit of dust in there because I've been carrying it. Put that up, and I do recommend these bore brushes. They're pretty cool. This is made by, who makes these? Remington, I think? I don't know. Just look up bore brush and, for your particular caliber, and you'll find something that'll work for you. For barrels and stuff, and you do a couple passes through, and, depending on your model, it cleans it in one, 2, maybe 5 passes. With the shotgun, it's a little bit different. So, with this same tool, I don't know if I showed you this, but this is just a punch. You can, for most of this stuff, you can just use anything, like a screwdriver or whatever, but I just wanted to use this because it's sort of gun related, and whatnot. So in order to take the slide assembly apart, you know, to get your extractor, you know, your springs, your striker, whatever, all that good stuff, what you're going to want to do is, first of all, if your firing pin is forward, like this, if you can see that, you can see the firing pin, you want to push up on this. Sorry about the autofocus. You can do it with your finger, you can do it with whatever. Just to kind of expose this, there's like this little black, within this little U shape, there's this little black thing that you can push down on. I'm going to, like that. And you'll see it like it a little bit better on your own firearm. But you want to push that down, and then at the same time you're pushing this down, you want to push this back plate, this little notchy plate, forward, or not forward, but you know, to the bottom of the slide. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. And it's a little bit difficult to do on camera. Let's see. Now you want to make sure the springs right in here aren't going to go flying, but they might have some energy built up, so you don't want to, you know, lose them. But just keep your finger there just in case. It's always a good idea to practice that in terms of working with springs. You know, if there's a spring under it, you want to put your thumb there. You don't want it to go shooting off and then make it to where your firearm doesn't work as it should. This is your little back plate, and you can set this aside. You can clean it up or whatever. Usually I just, again, take a brush to it, toothbrush, whatever kind of brush, and clean it off like any debris and whatnot. Get in your little parts bin. Then you can, you know, you just pull out the striker assembly. And, again, this is like a part, why is it not focusing? That really doesn't need much maintenance. Again, just brush it off. Most people don't recommend lubricating these kind of parts for some reason. I guess Glocks don't like lubrication on certain parts, but, you know, if your gun works well with it lubricated, I'd say lubricate it as long as you've done thorough testing and to make sure that it does work. So, I mean, you can stick a Q-tip in there, you know, wipe it off kind of thing to get it clean. But that's not really something that gets crazy dirty. Next, you want to, you can take your extractor out. So if you push down on this little silver thing, I really apologize for this. The lighting is kind of weird. Maybe I can adjust this a little bit. It's a little better, I think. Kind of looks like an angel's in the room. It's kind of glistening. Anyway, maybe there is one. Me. So you want to push that little silver thing down, and you can push this out. Oops, am I doing this right? Maybe I'm not doing this right. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. You have to take this little spring out, right? This little detent. Sorry to lead you astray, my fellow enthusiasts. Then you want to get this little other portion of the detent, I don't know, follower. That you can just wipe off with a paper towel, good to go. Now you can push down on this and push this out. Oops. And this is your extractor. This is a very important thing for your gun to function properly. If your gun is not removing the cartridges, like on the rim or whatever, you know, that's what attaches onto the rim right there. Maybe not in that orientation, more like that. That's what throws the spent casing out of your gun. So if your gun is refusing to extract or remove the empty cartridge from your gun, you might want to look at this part and see if it's worn or crazy dirty or something. But that's the extractor. And then you can remove this little silver thing. It just kind of lifts out, or you can like put it into your hand. There's a little spring underneath it. This is what it looks like. And there is a certain way it goes. If you look at the shape of the slide itself, you'll notice that